Brian Schottenheimer ain't nothing to play with. He ain't the one for the stats. Listen to this.
You can take the stats on offense, and as far as I'm concerned, I mean, is what it is. We want to win, and people talk about, hey, MVP and this and that. Dak Prescott doesn't want to win MVP. He wants to win a Super Bowl.
So, the Dallas Cowboys head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, is giving real, like, I'm pissed off. You know what? You can take those stats and put them where. That's how much Brian Schottenheimer wants to win in Dallas. And it shows. It gives you the mentality of a head coach that's frustrated. It gives you the mentality of a head coach that's really trying to figure things out on this football squad. Because the way Matt Eberflus is handling his defense, they're probably not correlating. He doesn't care about stats. And Brian Schottenheimer, I love that about him. There has not been a time that I've seen a coach as such like this in a first-year head coach position speak like this, say things like this, or have this type of mentality. There is a future for Brian Schottenheimer, but this defense has to get figured out. Either if it's Matt Eberflus, or either you have to clean your house in the defense side of the ball and figure things out. But Brian Schottenheimer, he ain't the one for the mess. He said, shove him up, you know what. And I'm loving that. I'm loving that energy. So, Brian, keep that same energy for this back half of the season, because we went out with a terrible loss against the Arizona Cardinals at home. And I'm going to be quite honest, your play calling was mediocre. And I'm not sure what it is, but you got Dak in this element of, yes, he can go be great, but we got to be careful. His ankles are tender. We can't be getting them wrapped up in runs and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, I want Dak to run. But that's the last thing I want Dak to do, because I know how agile he is. He's not very, tough when it comes to getting rolled up in tackles. So, Brian, I'm loving your energy, man. We got to get this figured out. I hope you and this coaching staff can get into some meetings, because Matt Eberflus, man, I said it at the beginning of the season. I want the guy out of there. Clean your office out. That's the type of guy I am. Clean your office out. I hired you and you came in here and you got me dead last in the defense. Come on, man. But we all know that comes from above. That comes from your big boss, Jerry Jones. And we know Jerry Jones, he's riding with Matt Eberflus. He hired him for a reason. So he gonna ride with him for probably another year or two. So we stuck with Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus is going to have to figure things out with his personnel. And Jerry Jones, you're going to give him some better personnel on this defense side of the ball. We need some guys to come back from injury and stay healthy. Because Brian Schottenheimer is telling you, man, like, hey, I'm not the one for the stats, bro. We're not winning football games. And that's what you do in football. You win football games, no matter about the stats. Yeah, it matters for a little bit. It matters. Yeah. I'm not just disregarding the stats. That's factual information. But the real life information is on the field. How are these guys playing? What angle are they taking? What block are they missing? Terrence Steele, I need you to get it together. Because all this is looking bad on Brian Schottenheimer. This all falls on the head coach. All this plunderness and all this not knowing what's going on, this all falls back onto the head coach. And if the head coach getting this fall back, imagine what the players getting. So if Brian Schottenheimer can keep this same energy, somehow turn these guys around the back half of this season, we go on an undefeated streak, then hey, so be it. But the way it's looking, that's not happening, guys. Let's be real. Let's be actual and factual. Because if Brian can get on these press conferences post-game, if Dak Prescott can get on these conferences post-game and before practices too, and they can say all these things on the microphone, but they don't mean it when they play football. Where is the discipline from Brian Schottenheimer with all these penalties? Let's hold Brian Schottenheimer accountable right quick. Now, Brian he's doing a hell of a job for a first-year head coach. He's doing a hell of a job with what he has. But the penalties has been a crucial thing in Dallas for the past several years, guys. So how is a first-year head coach, maybe soon-to-be second-year head coach, going to change that mentality in Dallas? Who's going to change that? Because once that's changed, it will look better. It will look better on the head coach. It'll look better that the coach is trying to get these guys disciplined and limit the penalties so they can move forward and move the ball and be able to capitalize in the red zone. So I definitely think moving forward that the Dallas Cowboys head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, man, he's up for a tall task for this back half of the season. It's nothing to play with. He playing top-tier defenses. He's the offensive play caller. He got an offensive coordinator, but he calls the plays. So with him calling the plays, you about to come up against a tall task defense. And these past defenses that we face, it looked like you were sputtering there for a minute. And it looks like you always sputter down there in the RZ, in the red zone. And I'm not sure why. But we got to be able to just hand the ball to Javonte. Give him what he needs. That's that 5-yard power run that he needs. Yes, they may be expecting it. But I'm telling you, you trust in your offensive line and you trust in your running back, he's going to get in there, bro. He's going to get in there. So I definitely think, man, y'all meet me down in the comments because Brian Schottenheimer, he got potential. But some things need to be fixed in Dallas that's might be out of his control. Maybe. Just maybe. Because if he, like I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna mean this. If he, as a head coach, can focus on these penalties, he would have much better football games. He would have better outcome out of these football games. Like there would be a difference in this defense. There would be a difference in this offense in the red zone because penalties kill you. And I have to continue to preach that because if we think that we can come in here after this back half of the season and think that we about to just go on a win streak, that ain't happening. We got a tall task. We got top contenders. We got teams that won 13 games plus last season. Something like that. So with that being said, Brian Schottenheimer got to come in with a chip on his shoulder. Point blank period. He needs to hold these guys accountable. He was all happy-go-lucky this season in the beginning of the season, walking around, giving people high fives, and I love the energy from Brian. But now, Brian, I need you to lock in. I need you to get on these boys' heads. I need you to stop the pre-snap penalties. I need you to stop these guys from holding. I need you to stop everything. Instill it in their head. Keep preaching it to them. Because until then, they ain't going to figure it out. They're going to continue to do what they want to do. So, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button if you're watching right now. And don't forget, guys, we bring you Cowboys news and updates daily. So I definitely think moving forward, Brian Schottenheimer, first-year head coach, it's all right. I mean, it's not the best. He did what he could do. And if you a Dallas Cowboy fan, please call it a season, bro. Call it a season. We will be all right. We got draft picks. And hopefully we do better in the draft these coming up couple drafts. That's all we can do. We got 2 first-round picks. Like, something got to shake. Something's going to have to give. So, until next time, guys, we outro.